Hi everyone, it's Kathy from To Die House. Today's Saturday, October 19th, 2019. I've been on hiatus for a while, but I'm back doing another video. It's been about 3 months. Actually, I think it's been 3 months to the day since my last video. If you're a returning subscriber, hello again and welcome back. If you're new to my channel, hello and welcome in. I normally have a plethora of things to show you, but mostly stitchy related. The last time that I did a video, I mentioned that I had passed 1,000 subscribers and I was going to do a giveaway. So I have that for you today. I have some finishes. In 3 months, you would think I'd have finishes. And I do. I do have a couple. And I have some haul. I'm not going to show you all the haul because I know that you have lives and other things to do and you want to get on with it. A couple of whips. Yeah. So it might be a longer one just because it's been quite a while. And my cat now has, in typical Orion fashion, jumped up on the table and is getting into trouble. Hang on. Okay. I put him in his cat tree in his perch, so hopefully he'll settle down there and I can get through this. The first thing I wanted to talk about, though, is today I met Connie from Count Twice Stitch Once and Amy from Gable Stitcher at Needleworker's Delight. Connie and I had planned to get together. She's in the area. She and her husband are traveling around doing some fun things this autumn in the Northeast, and I guess they're going down the coast and, you know, down to the mid-Atlantic states and down into the Carolinas. And a couple months ago, she reached out to me to let me know she was going to be in the area and would I want to meet with her. And I jumped. You know, I was like, yes, I would love to meet you. So I drove down to Needleworker's Delight today and spent the day with Connie. And hi, Connie. We had a great time. I love her. I knew I would. I love her videos. I love whenever we talked back and forth either via comments or Instagram or whatever. Just, she's fantastic. So fantastic. Great sense of humor. Just a really genuine, nice person. Really sweet person. I'm so happy I took the time to go and meet her. And then as a bonus at the shop, they have a sit and stitch. And they have these big tables there, and there's this woman sitting at the table, and I was like, I recognize her. Oh, that's Gable Stitcher. So I went over and I said, you don't know me, but I know you. And they were down, she and her, a group of her friends were down from the New England area. So I guess they come down once a year, and I just lucked out. It was all timing, great timing. So I'll insert some pictures here of the three of us, the three floss tubers in the room. We had a great time. I had to tear Amy away from the silks. You'll see the photo. Okay, so of course I've been gone 3 months, and you would say to yourself, well, let's see what you did. That's what I would say. So I'll go through some finishes first. Then I'm going to go through my whips, some haul, and then to celebrate passing 1,000 subscribers, the giveaway at the end. Okay? That's my rough outline. You all know that I go down rabbit holes all over the place, so rein me back in if you need to. So the first thing that I finished, it was my first drum. And this was a retreat design last year from the Primitive Hair Retreat. I started it last year and finished it this year and followed Vanna's tutorial on how to do a drum. Thank you, Vanna. And finished that off. So that's my Halloween Salem drum. Now let me tell you something. Just a little this fabric is primitive hair fabric. And it's this beautiful, like rich, rusty color. Now, when I stitched this, I wanted to make it a little darker. Actually, I stitched this once and I made the ghosts white and the pumpkin I made an orange. But it was too bright, so I wanted to bring it down. So I dipped it in coffee, thinking that'll just dull it down a little bit. Well, it did, but it also, the water rinsed out the color in the fabric. And she had provided that as a kit, just like with the finishing fabric on top. So then the fabric was way too light. It didn't go. So then I went back and I pulled out the pumpkin and I pulled out the ghosties, stitched them in black as originally charted and intended. And then I dipped the whole thing. I went and bought, or I had some Rit dye. So I made like a rusty color and I dyed the whole thing again using the rusty Rit dye to get back to the original. Like, that's an odyssey, right? So that's it. So I'm very pleased with how it turned out. It was a bit of a, I was going to try and finagle it and make it work, but I wanted it to look really nice. And so it was worth the extra time of going back in and tearing out the things that weren't working well and re-dyeing it because I had lightened up the fabric too much. So when they tell you not to rinse the fabric because it's not color fast, they're not lying. Onward. The other thing, this is another FFO that I just finished, is the Erica Michaels Scary Berry. And this was my very first berry finish. I found this to be a bit of a challenge, to be honest with you. And the reason that I found, not so much the stitching, the berry is just kind of like a pie-shaped piece and you sew it up the back, but the top is what I found to be challenging. So I cut, using pinking shears, some black leaves, and it needed something more, and I was trying to put ribbon on, it didn't look right. So what I ended up doing was making 2 yo-yos with a bat button to top it. So when I do my next one, I think what I will do is just go online and find a template for leaves so that I have something. My leaves didn't they just didn't look right. So I needed a little more polish on my berry, but not bad for my first try, I think. So that's Scary Berry, Erica Michaels. The third thing, and hang on, let me get a piece of cardboard. Okay. The third thing that I finished, and this is a more recent finish, this is Stacy Nash Primitives, and this is Jack's house. Love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Look at the house. Love it. I think I'm going to finish this into a pillow with some like rickrack and fabric and back it, you know the drill. But this was a fun stitch. And this fabric is 36 count Burmese beige by Silkweaver. So that's what I stitched it on, with the called for threads. And then the next finish, see, I was doing stuff. I just needed video hiatus. The next finish I have, and those of you who have been here before are probably saying, if you didn't finish that by now, girl, you need to. It's done. It's done. This was the Disney Castle. Now, I know you probably can't see it. There is Kreinik in there. So in the swirl going around Tinkerbell, there is Kreinik. I did, I think in my last video, I was talking about the sulky metallic threads that people use for gridding. Stitching with that was a nightmare. It twisted, it knotted, it did not look nice. You couldn't see the sparkle. So I went back to the good old standby Kreinik, and sure enough, makes all the difference when you have the right thread, when you're using the right thread. And that was stitched on 36 count Peaceful Waters by Silkweaver. The next finish I have is also on Burmese Beige by Silkweaver, and this was part of the Lost and Floss Stitch Along Antiques, Locks, and Keys. And I just used something in my stash for the thread, like a, I think it was called Sweet Violets by Victorian Motto, to do the locks and keys. Love it. I think maybe in a little frame, and then I'm going to put like cup hooks across the bottom to hang your keys on. And then this was from, geez, it's been this long. I went to the Jersey retreat in August. And our little stitching group, our little local stitching group, decided that we're all going to stitch this, and then we're going to stitch our initials in each other's pieces. So this is Bandy Stitchy's design, Alice's Mad Plant. And I just did my own colors, things I had in my stash. And I stitched it on, I believe this is Color and Cotton Tea Leaves. Now I'm filming at night, so the lighting is not as great in here, so you might not be able to see that as well. So we're all going to stitch our initials in each other's pieces, and it's kind of like our stitchy group's motto. You're all mad after all. So I did get stuff done, right? I honestly enjoyed just sort of sitting and stitching just for the sake of stitching, and not because I felt like I had to have something to show you all. I love sharing what I finished with you, but it was nice to just stitch it and say, I can't wait to share that and show that, as opposed to, I need to get this done so I can share it. It's just a little bit of a psychological thing. Okay. Next. Whips. So I'm going to start with my most recent whip, because Carmen, Broadway Stitcher, and Connie, who I was with today, made me. They didn't make me, but they made me. You know what I mean? So I mentioned a couple videos ago, I picked this up at StitchCon, this Rosewood Manor Winter, and it comes with the threads. But I hadn't started it, and when I was at Needleworker's Delight today, I picked out a fabric and I started it. So what I picked out is this opalescent, like aqua blue, and that's what I started it on. I'm really happy with this color choice. I think it's going to look really, really nice on this. And it is opalescent. I don't know if you can see. It does have the shimmer in it. So while the cover photo was stitched on white, I wanted something with maybe a little bit of a wintry background, and the sparkle I thought would add a nice touch. So that was a start just today. And I'm going to have a lot of this fabric left over, but I'm not complaining. It's beautiful. You know, that's the great thing about being so close to them, is that, what do I do with the threads? Keep it all together, Kath. Don't lose it now. So close that I can get fabric whenever I want. And we're having a stitching meetup next week too, so every time you go in there, it's like brand new things to buy. Plus they were having a sale. And when it's on sale, man, it's a sin to leave it in the store. I'm rolling with that. So that was one of the whips. This is like a near finish. I'm so close. A very, very dear friend and viewer Rebecca. I won't say your last name, Rebecca, because I didn't ask your permission. Sent this to me as a gift. Knowing how much I love Blackbird designs. And I got this from her. And I love it. And it was a fun stitch. And it's Blackbird Halloween greeting. So she sent me the chart, the fabric, and the floss. And this floss is dark chocolate. Yeah, from Gentle Arts. And then this floss is Jack-O-Lantern from Weeks Dye Works. Let me tell you what, I look at this floss. I've seen this floss before. And I was like, oh, that's too stark. Like, it's not, I don't know if I could use that. It stitches up beautifully. I was so apprehensive about it, but I did like one little area and I was like, oh, this is on. So, thank you, Rebecca. Just thank you for your friendship and your generosity and your kindness. And it wasn't necessary, but oh, so appreciated. I was really touched. I couldn't wait to get this underway and get it done. So, that was what she sent. And here is the stitched piece. See what I mean? That floss. You would, looking at it on the skein, you wouldn't think it would stitch up so nicely. But look at how great the very... Now, I did change the acorns just to a... I used the dark chocolate for the acorns. In the chart, they used the jack-o'-lantern for the acorns as well, but I just wanted them all to be brown going around. I thought it looked neat. And then the only other thing was there were little like diamonds to be stitched in, and I thought maybe I would add some like rusty charms in there instead. So once I get those charms, which I don't think they came in the mail yet, I'm going to add those on, and then I think I'm going to stitch it, or finish that into a little pillow. So that's like a whip. Who did whip? Holly and Anita? They meant future whip. I mean finished whip. All right, so that's that one. Or those two. Okay. Next one. I've been working on this off and on, like not steadily. It's Halloween Quaker, Lila Studio. And this is where I am at. Why do I put the cardboard away? I'm just going to need it again. I'm out of practice. So this is where I'm at. I've gotten this motif in and these little guys. I finished that bird at the top. The cats as well, the cat Quaker. So I did make some progress on this. One of the things about this chart, I didn't even realize it, but somebody was saying to me, because there's a stitch along going on, and I saw a lot of comments on the stitch along about how there was an error in the chart. And I guess I'm just not at the point where I would run into that yet. So the people at Needleworkers very graciously said that they would reach out and get the updated chart for me. And I just have to return this one and I'll get the new one. But it has something to do with the way it lines up across the bottom. So they're just going to get me that new chart and swap it out for me. But I asked them about it and they were like, oh yeah, she's aware and they know. So we'll just get you the new updated chart. And then the next whip, I'm a Mizzy, right? Is Cornwall Cottage by Rosewood Manor. I didn't get much further on this at all. I really just, I think the last time I showed you, I just had this tall flower in, so I just, I put the extending flower out and started into the next. So I just got a little bit done on that. But it is beautiful. I'm supposed to be off from work for 2 weeks at the end of the year, going into the first week in 2020, and I kind of want to sit down with this one at that time after the holidays are over, where I have time to really focus on it again. It really is beautiful, and I really want to see some substantial progress on it. So, but I did get a little bit in on that. Got a little love. The next one is, and you've seen this before if you've been with me for a while, is Harbor Haven. And this is where it's getting bigger. It's growing. This is where I'm at. So I just finished this block. And I'm on to the next one. And I'll be working on that tomorrow, my Sunday stitch. Oh, it's so pretty. Now, I am doing a couple of modifications. Like, and I don't know if you'll be able to see this because I can barely see it on the chart, but there is a bird in this scene. I did not stitch the bird because, well, I did stitch the bird, but it looked like it was too big for the rest of the scene. I think it's supposed to be that the bird is in the front of the scene and like the house and everything is further away. But when I stitched it, it didn't look right to my eye. So I just took the bird out. And now I'm thinking maybe I'll go back and try and stitch it over one to give it a little better scale. I don't know. But I'm not stitching. There are clouds in these designs. I'm not stitching the clouds because of the modeling and my fabric kind of covers the cloud thing. So I don't know. I'm debating whether I'll go back and stitch that bird in or not. This is the next scene, scene 7. This is what I'll be starting tomorrow. Now, I am not stitching the little fisherman. I'm just leaving people out of it. And I'm just doing this scene. So I will just continue, obviously, with the colors that go across here. Take out the fishing pole, etc. So I'm just going to leave the people out. So that's where I'm at. Ta-da! Little sheep killed me. So cute, that little sheep. And this is being stitched on 36 count Peaceful Waters by Silk Weaver. And then if you've been here for a while, you know I stitch in hand. And I have Q-snaps and stuff and hoops and things. I learned on those. So I still have them in my stash. I have them around here. I started this next project. It's 1/1 on 28 count. And I was like, well, I could just do that in hand. These eyes now need to have things stretched so the holes show. This is the Heart's Content. I bought this kit at Needleworker's Delight during the retreat in 2018. So it's over a year ago. I've had it in my stash. I really wanted to do it. And it's a plum pudding. It's an entire kit. It comes with the fabric. It came with the floss. So I started it and then I was telling Connie, a couple people about this. You know, I have my hobby stitching. Darren has his hobby, astronomy. He hangs out in his man cave. I hang out upstairs. You know, we have dinner together. Like, we're very independent people. So we're always kind of doing our own thing, and then we do things together, and then we do our own thing again. So, when I was sitting and stitching with this, I'll show you first, and then it'll make more sense. So this is where I'm at. I just started this week. how itty bitty it is, right? Now you'll notice I have it on Q-snaps. And that's because my old eyes need to have the fabric stretched so I can really see the holes. So Darren said to me, completely out of the blue, like he came upstairs for something. He's like, what are you doing with a Q-snap? Why are you using a Q-snap? And I was like, how do you even know what a Q-snap is? So he's been paying attention to things I'm saying. Or he pays attention to like Flosstube videos when I'm watching him and people are talking about Q-snaps and hoops and this and that, you know, tools of the trade and whatever. And I was like shocked that he knew what a Q-snap was. And that he recognized that I normally don't use it and I had to use it for those. So, again, you're not going to be able to see that. I just started the plum pudding. So that's a 1/1. But let me tell you what, that ignited a thing with me about how dainty and delicate the 1/1 on higher count or lower count, whatever you call it, lower numbered, higher count. I don't know. I don't know I never learned what terminology goes with what. It's a 28 count. So, I really like doing it. And I like working on that little itty bitty Q-snap. So now I'm thinking, hey, maybe I need to get my other Q-snaps out and start using them on my other pieces. But on the larger pieces, it's easy for me to sew in hand. I think it's just that this is smaller. And so I need the assistance with clarifying where the fibers are. And then finally, I belong to an exchange, just a couple of groups of friends, and we did a Biscornu. Our last quarter exchange was Biscornus, and this was what I received. Now, I did not stitch this. My friend did. There it goes. Right off the edge. It's, you know how much I love my coffee. Isn't it cute? Look at that. The little coffee beans that she stitched on it. Look at the bottom. Coffee, cappuccino, Irish cream, hazelnut, espresso. So cute, right? So that was, thank you, Deb, for that. Right up my alley. Coffee bean Biscornu. Sorry for the shaky. Okay. All right, this is the haul section. I'll put a timestamp in here. If you're not a haul person, you can jump right over it and get to the end, toward the end where I'll be doing giveaways. But there's some groovy stuff in here, let me tell you. Some stuff I'm sure you've seen before. Oh. Connie today gave me this gift. So it's gifty haul. She gave me this groovy little, it's like a vinyl. It's like vinyl. Look at this bag. Isn't that cool? And it's got a cookie in it from, she laughs because the cookie broke. I don't care. I'm going to eat the cookie. But it's from the bakery in Hoboken, Carlos's Bakery. The guy has a show on the Food Channel, Buddy. And then she gave me, it's the cutest thing ever. She made me this little skeleton, perforated paper, with the red hair. I mean, come on. And it's a magnet. Isn't that adorable? And it has glow-in-the-dark thread in it. So I'm going to have to find a metallic place where I can put it up in here. Turn out the lights and let it glow in the dark. Isn't it just so cute? She's the master of Mill Hill. Connie is. Master of Mill Hill. Actually, I'm going to leave that out because I don't want to use it. Where shall we put it? Put it there? Should go there. I have to find a place for her. Oh, there we go. Perfect. So cute. I love it. Love it. All right. There's haul. It's not all the haul I have. I'll be honest, I've been purchasing. I am not going to do that to you. But I'll do some of it. Yeah. All right. Move on, Kat, right? So the first thing I want to show you that I got is for beads. I'm taking it right out of the package. And I got this from, I think it's hand dyed by Rolanda's website. And I've seen a couple other people now sharing these. It's a mandala, and it's got a plastic cover with magnets on. Can you see that? Magnet. So you put your beads in, and when you put the cover on, the magnet holds them in place without you having to put them back in their little container. Isn't that neat? And then also, as you put the different colors in the different spaces, you're kind of coloring with your beads. Isn't that groovy? That's groovy. So I got that for when I do beading. And then I purchased, this is from Leanne at Lost and Floss, has an Etsy shop. How I missed that earlier, I do not know. But I did. I purchased one of her bags, and let me tell you, it is gorgeous. This is the name of her. Harvest Moon by the Lake, Leanne. So that's the name of her Etsy shop. And also I think she has an Instagram account. Don't look at, oh my gosh. Her fabric choice is impeccable. And you have to say it that way. Impeccable. Just, Okay. A couple of charty charts. Charts. Stacy Nash. December 25th, Merry Christmas Pin Keep. Cute, right? And it looks like an easy stitch. Nice little pillow. Feel like that's going to be a gift for someone. Hopefully. Now, because I did the Scary Berry, now I'm all cocky and I think, well, geez, everything, I can do every strawberry that ever existed. So I believe I got this from Jen's Stitching Niche. The Prairie Schooler strawberries. I thought they'd be cute. They might be nice to gift as like a fob for scissors. You know, if you're doing an exchange or something for the holidays. Could happen. This is new to me. I don't know if they're new altogether, but River Drift House Needlework Designs, published by Creative Poppy, but I think the designer is called River Drift. And this is Merry Little Christmas. And I love this one. Really love this one. Noel Heart. And again, back to the I'm obsessed with strawberries. Look at these guys. And I got this from Luminous Fiber Arts. Now, one of the things that oh look, they have suggestions on the back for topping it. I need to practice topping the strawberries because I felt like I didn't really do a good job of that. I did pick up the cranberry design, or cranberry Christmas from Hands On Design. Love it. Love the colors. Me and Beth Twist, you know, we have a thing. Not really, but she doesn't even know who I am. Unrequited Love. T is for Turkey. I'm sure you've seen that. I've seen a couple people show it. The cat sampler, which I just loved. That house. And the super ginormous cat next to it. It just tickled my funny bone. 3 Lilies. I got this, I think, from Needle Case Goodies on Etsy. Isn't that pretty? I just love the simplicity of it. Oh. Back to Beth Twist. I did pick up the T-ball. I'm sure they're all over the place now. I've seen so many people talking about them. And I'm trying to get this guy going. But here's the problem I have. And this is where I will turn to you all for input and advice and suggestions, because you're very good at it. How do you find the center of the T-ball? So what I've been doing, now this is the one I've been using. So I've been eyeballing it, but then when you kind of pull away, like for me, I don't have anything on here now, I had to tear it out. But I started it, and then I was like, for some reason my line went that way instead of this way. So, any suggestions of the best way to find the center on that bad boy? I suspect that eyeballing it is really all you can do. Although I think I might take a piece of string and go vertical and snap it. You know, like they do, construction workers do that when they're trying to do a straight line. Snap the string and get a chalk line, and then a chalk line here. Put a stitch in the center so I know where the center is, and then just use a damp cloth to remove the chalk. That's what I'm thinking. Best laid plans. Who knows what I'm going to end up with? Beth is going to be like, you made my beautiful design look like it was in an industrial accident. But I will not give up. I am going to have a T-ball ornament on my tree this year if it kills me. And it might. Okay, so these are... You've seen these by now, I'm sure, but new releases from Plum Street. Clementine had to get her because she's just sassy. And Goody Grimwood. Cute. I did pick up, and I'm not going to show them all to you, but I did get a couple of, well, I actually finished the series of getting the Blackbird Garden Club series, so I had the last 2 that I needed, and so I have that entire series. And I also, talking about finishing up series, the Square Dance series from Heart and Hand, I did pick that one up as well. They're really cute. And like I said, I saw at StitchCon, I saw the entire thing stitched on one long piece, and I think that's how I'm going to do it. The Holiday Hoopla! I don't do it as good as Vanna. She does like hoopla or something. Although whenever I see it now, I say it in my head the way Vanna says it. Earbugs, earworms. Hey, thanks. A little turkey guy. Really cute. Back to Heartstring. Oh, I think this is an older chart. I don't know why I never picked it up, but it's Stitcher's Resolution. When in doubt, always buy more. Linen and thread. Stitch all day and absolutely no housework. Somebody doesn't have her reading glasses on. Always start a new project before the last one is finished, requiring a return to number one. The sentiment alone is pretty much the story of my life in a sampler. Except for the absolute, housework. I need to hire a cleaning lady. Totally other. See, rabbit hole. Bing. And then because now I'm cocky that I can do drums. The acorn. I love it. Look at the tree. Oh. Killing it, Beth Twist. Killing it. Stacy Nash, House on Pumpkin Hill. I just saw somebody finish this. It's beautiful. Trifle from a friend. This is just an old blackbird that, some of the stuff is really coming back into circulation now. And I don't know that these are necessarily reprinted, or maybe they just never really sold out. I don't know, but it was available, so I was like. And this is Lucy Beam, Becky Nolan, and it's Maria Casson. I just loved the colors in it. Maria Casson, 1822 is the name of the chart. And isn't it pretty? This is not haul. I'm going to put that aside. Address that in a minute. In fact, okay. A friend of my Stitchy group is doing this chart. I've been wanting to do it. Snow Queen. Then I saw Julie, Kansas City Girl in Colorado World, do the conversion from the blonde hair to the red hair. Had to do it that way. So I reached out to Julie via Instagram, and she generously provided me the conversion. So it is fully, I have all the floss, all the beads, the chart, the conversion to red hair, and I decided to do it on, now this is done on a lighter fabric, and I was scouring the internet for the right fabric, and I couldn't, and then I ran across a picture where somebody had done it on a darker fabric, and I was like, yep, that's it. And what I selected is Winter Solstice, 32 count, Fabrics by Stephanie. And look at that. It's actually bluer than it's showing up. Heat Nightlight. There we go. Ah, there. Yeah. So I thought because the deer, the white around the deer will help it stand out. Her dress, there's like little snow in it. So that's what I'm doing. And I just received it today. I ordered it a while ago. I know it does take her a while to get things out the door. Just because she's got and I knew that when I ordered it. I'm not complaining at all. I knew that it was going to be like 4 to 6 weeks, and she has that right on her website, so there was no miscommunication or anything. It's fine. When I got it today, and I was like, it's perfect. It's just perfect. So, this will be my winter project. One of them. But, even, again, like people in your life, Darren saw the chart, and he saw the beads and the embellishments, and he was like, get on that, because that's going to be cool. So, that's getting started. I almost feel like I want to start that on the first day of winter, just to mark it. Oh, this is not purchase haul, but this was sent to me by someone who received one of my prior giveaways. What the hell? Like, where do I put this stuff? Pardon me. And she made this for me as a thank you. I love it. I love butterflies. It's so happy and beautiful and pretty, and it's a bookmark. Butterfly bookmark. Isn't that gorgeous? So thank you. You know who you are. Thank you so much. Just, I love to get Stitchy gifts, and I love to give them, and I think too when you have two stitchers exchanging back and forth, and you can appreciate the work that goes into it. Okay. I did buy Emily's House, Lindy Stitches. And, you know, it's funny. I got the project bag, the limited edition project bag, with the threads that came with it, that are all tied up with a beautiful ribbon. Right? And some Dirty Face lace, and a sweet note from Stephanie Webb. When I saw this, and I've met Emily, I've been at retreats with her a couple of times. She's cool. She's genuine. She's the nicest person. Her work is out of this world. And she's just somebody, like, I just instantly liked her. You know how somebody you're just like, I don't care whether you like me or not. I instantly liked you. Emily. Anyway, Emily works for an organization called CASA. And it's court-appointed something advocates. Anyway, they advocate for children that are in rough households and things. They go to court, and they're advocates for these children. But my old boss, who I'm still friends with, and I talk to on a regular basis, she also works with CASA. Now she works on a voluntary basis. She's not an official employee of CASA, but so I was familiar with the organization. So when I saw it, I was like, you couldn't ask for a better recipient for proceeds for this, for Emily's House. So I was more than happy to buy it, not just for that reason, but because I really love it and I want to stitch it. Everything just came together. Okay. Back to my berry obsession. I got the Yikes berry. Not getting it done this year in time for Halloween. Next year. For me to this is cute. The little bunny rabbit. And this is scattered seed. Yes. But look at that. Has a nice leaf, like a nice top on it. Chessie and Me, The Breath of Autumn. I thought it was just beautiful. And I really love the colors in it. Isn't it pretty? The breath of autumn is a whisper to the soul. Yes, it is. To mine, anyway. Speaking of which, when I'm done here, I'm going to get hot apple cider. We have a cider press. You know, I live on the mountain. On the other side of the mountain, there's a cider press, an orchard with a cider press. So you get fresh, like good, like. I'm going to get my hot apple cider. I'm putting a shot of Applejack brandy in it. And I will be having that. I could get the fall Mountie. Now there's a woman in my stitching group. Let me confess. A woman in my stitching group, I want to be her when I grow up, but I'm afraid to tell her. She is the finishing, sewing, she has more than one craft room in her house. More than one. On multiple levels. I want to be her when I grow up. And I'm not even close. Like, you should see the stuff. So she did a strawberry that she did as part of the gift exchange for, or as the exchange for the New Jersey retreat. And when I saw that, I was like, I'm going to do that, and it's going to be. You can see by my first one, like I have a ways to go. I'll never measure up, but I'm going to try. Okay, first winds of autumn. Don't know if I want to talk about this or not. I got this on Stash Unload. I paid way too much for it. Way too much. In my haste, when I saw it come up, I was like, me please, yes, take it. I just saw the picture and I paid the invoice and paid more than I would normally pay, but I wanted it so badly, and I knew, long story short, somewhere in my head I thought it was the entire kit. It was not. It was the chart. I way overpaid for just the chart. So I'm going to stitch this sucker like 10 times. Get my money's worth out of it. Still, I love it. So that taught me to slow down. And also patience. Because then I saw the kit come up for even less than what I paid for just the one chart. Plum Street. Gather. Love it. Might do that for my sister. She loves squirrels. Oh, I got this little Mill Hill kit. Again, not this Halloween. Next year. I did order from Teresa, Kitten Stitcher, and I got the freebie. That was a twirl. Oh, I love this chart. Now, I'm an accountant, and I work in finance. I work with numbers. I love numbers. When I saw this, it checked every box. And I think it would be a relatively easy stitch. The multiplication table. If you're a math person, or you know a math person, right? Murder at Crows. La-di-da. Strawberries. Don't hate me. It's been a while, right? Okay, this one, Blackbird Designs, it was a club thing. I called Dying to Stitch. I heard on someone else's video that you could still get it, just as a chart, not as the kit. Did not overpay for it. When I called them, I gave them my credit card. They sent it to me, and I love it so much. I can't wait to do it. We live in hope. Isn't it beautiful? And I just saw, just the other day, there's another club piece that's like got the ships or something. It's more nautical in feel. I'll be calling Dying to Stitch this week to see if I can get my grubby little mitts on that. Darn it, I wanted to do this year. Need to retire. Collection Tralala, Mission Draw Magique. I think it means Magic Cauldron. But that little mouse, look at. Blackbird, Summer House, Jessie Me, Bittersweet and Pumpkin Sampler. Heartstring Samplery. And it's from Mermaid. Heartstring Samplery. I've seen so many people show this one, and honestly, I need to do it because it's just gorgeous. And now that I'm the Biscornu expert, Summer House Stitch Works. Again, the drums. Oh. Drawn Thread, one of my favorites. I collect their charts. And this is Little Bits of Christmas. So you could really isolate any one of those motifs. Do a little ornament. You can do it in a long skinny. Oh, I will show you. Where is it? Where is it? You just watched my genius in action. Well, relatively speaking. I bought this today at Needleworkers Delight. Been in that store multiple times over the last couple of years. Today I discovered they have a shelf full of banding. Never had seen it before. So I picked up this Christmas banding, not knowing what I wanted to stitch on it. Get it at the bottom. Stitch it on the Christmas banding. Its purpose has been found. See, I knew I needed it for some reason. And now I know why. And I'm actually putting this banding in the chart. Now, oh shoot. Got a lot of white in it. And it's white banding. I might have to dye the banding. I'll cut off a little strip and see if I can like just get it between the ribbons. Thinking out loud. I'm at 49 minutes. Actually, I'm longer than that because I did pause a couple times early on. But also little bits of Halloween. Also very, very cute. This one I got when I was at the Jersey retreat. I've been looking for this. I have the online version. For some reason in my head, my psychology said, no, you need the real chart. They're both real charts. But I was digging through a basket in the back of the room in the Christmas section. And when I saw it, I went, oh. And the lady, there's another lady there, she started laughing. And I was like, like when you find the thing. But it's the Smoky Mountain Christmas. It's so sweet. Oh, I was just showing this to Connie today because I was like, this is around, we were talking about how much we like moons and stars and things like that, celestial bodies, and they had this in the shop and I was showing her. But look how the sun, it's the sun where it is in the sky based on the season. Isn't that neat? In circles. Oh. Tempting Tangles. I read this. I almost burst into tears. I loved it so much. This corner of the earth smiles for me. I'm going to hang it right above my stitchy spot. And you will say to yourself, Kathy, when are you going to stitch all of this? Because you work full time and I don't know, but I will. Even if it's in my dreams and I die. Be stitching. Jen Upton. Well, first of all, I got this off the freebie table at the Jersey retreat. And it's the ink circles, Cirque de Circles. So I got that off the freebie table. And then I bought, again, there's a whole lot of kismet going on around here today. I bought this fabric today for this project. To go, I bought, if you do hand dyed by Rolanda, the silks are very reasonably priced and they are stunning. So I got this like harvest color fabric with the blue silk for this chart. Look at that, it's already kitted up right in front of me. Oh, right before my very eyes. Okay. I'll show you this one. Anyway. Now I ordered this a while back. I think this one I got from Teresa Kitten Stitcher. It's the Heartsease Exemplar Works. And I watched the video that Kim Young at Sassy Jacks did with Teresa Baird. And fell in love with these all over again. Like, every time I see them, they're just calling to me. And I don't know why. I'm not a big sampler person, but I cannot take my eyes off of these for some reason. So this is the Maryland Inspiration. And then now this this I saw on Fiber Talk with Gary and Vanna. I think it was their Sampler Sunday. And I had ordered it, and when they talked about it, and then I saw what he was doing, I was like, oh. Also, Heartsease Exemplar Works. Look at the tree on the side of the house. Can you see? I know there's a lot of glare. But look at that. These charts are not cheap. I'm telling you what. They are not cheap. But when you see what she puts into this, I mean, it's like the size of it's the thickness of a magazine. So, but again, the house, you just want to get inside people's heads. One thing that a couple more Heartsease. Might as well. Might as well. I did get the Mayflower Rose ornament. I just thought it was really cool. Stonehouse on Brandywine. Did I show you these already? I feel like they're familiar. Maybe I did. And Norfolk Diligence. I do want to ask you, does anybody know? When Teresa was talking to Kim about, oh, this is a teaching piece and that's a teaching piece, and are those released to the general public? Because she's doing this sewing set. You know what? I'll buy it when I finish everything else in my stash. Okay, and then finally, well, not finally. No, not even close to finally. You know that, all right, I've said, if you're new here, you wouldn't know this, but if you've watched my videos in the past, you know my mom was friends with the artist Diane Phelan, who does landscapes, or like quilt, like Amish country quilt paintings. And I have a few of her charts, and I've been looking for them. Well, I went to, this was since my last video, I think. I went to the quilt show in Hershey, Pennsylvania with my aunt. We go every year. And Diane Phelan was there. So they have like at the quilt show, and then they have a market. So we were in the market shopping at looking at fabrics and things like that. And sure enough, there was a booth of Diane Phelan. And I had never met her before. But when I walked into the booth, I said to her, "Are you Diane?" And she said, "Yes." And I said, "My mom was Caroline." And she was like, "Oh my God, you're Caroline's daughter." Full circle moment. It was like my mom, maybe it's a little too woohoo, but it felt to me like in my heart, like my mom just poured into me at that moment. Do you ever have one of those feelings where like you're like somebody is completely present and with you? It felt like that when I was talking to her. Almost like my mom came back that was like, "Make sure you say hello to her." Maybe it's a little too woo-woo, but that's what it felt like to me. So I got some more charts to add to my Diane Phelan collection. This one is, didn't say. I have to open it to see it because the label goes right across the title. September Gold, maybe? Yep, September Gold is the name of this chart. Baskets of apples. This is Amish Roadside Market. I think this one is, I love the stormy sky in the background. This is Amish Spring. This is Quilts for Sale. I believe I already have this one. So I will double check that, and this will be a future giveaway if I already have it, and I believe I do. Keep your eyes peeled for that. And Log Cabin Quilts. This reminds me of Deb from Country Stitchers. I think she lives in a log home. Isn't that pretty? And then from Kitten Stitcher, Entrelocks Blue. I just thought this was the most stunning thing ever. It's just beautiful. Look at that. Okay, so that's my past haul. You want to see what I got today? A moose biscornu. I'm going to make this for my aunt for Christmas. It looks like a rather simple chart. She is the one, she likes that sort of, what's the word for the moose thing? Rustic, I guess. She has mooses in her kitchen. She's the one who taught me to stitch, and I thought I like to stitch her things. Since she gave me the gift of stitching, I like to stitch things for her for Christmas. I got this little Welcome Snowman, Blackberry Lane, Jingle All the Way. They had this stitched in the shop, and it was stunning. I did get, I think that's it. Okay. Congratulations to us. We made it through charts. I did get that one chart I showed you that has the little Jingle Bell strawberry. I did get a red linen that has a little fuzzy wuzzy on it. I got a red linen to stitch those on. And then I got this linen. It's a 32 count Lugana. It's called Splash. But it's like an aqua. But doesn't it look like snowflakes coming down out of the sky? I picked up a piece for Connie as well because I thought I'm anxious to see what she does on it versus what I do on that. And then now I picked up this color. You saw 2 or 3 pieces that I finished with it. I ran out. Apparently I'm going to this color quite a bit, and it's the Burmese Beige by Zweigart. It looks... That's probably closer. So I picked up some more because I was like, apparently it's my go-to. Whatever it is, my eye loves it. And then I also picked up Illusion. Isn't that pretty? And what I think I might do is this snowman on it. Now, because I'm doing that one piece, oh, I got some velveteen for finishing. And this was a solo. So it's a 28 count. Yeah, you can't see that. And the bag is sealed. I'm not going to worry about it. Bags are sealed. I really want to do more 1/1 on like 28 and 25 counts. So I picked some up. This forest green. Ooh, the color, the lighting in here is dreadful. It's at night, so that's mushroom. Ghana. Antique white, 25 count. I hope you can see this. Isn't that pretty? Called Stormy Clouds. And it's a white with a gray running through it. But man, it's beautiful. Like it's probably more. Like, isn't that gorgeous? And then I picked up banding because once I discovered the banding area, I was like, I don't have any. Look at that. Isn't it pretty? And then this has already the pre-hemmed sides with the gold trim. And this is more of a natural color. And then I picked up an opalescent. That's it for now. That's haul. If you hung in through that, major props to you. Major props to you. You deserve an award for that, boy. Oh, wait, I'm not done. See? At least you know that I've stayed the same, because I'm always like, oh, wait, one more thing. Oh, wait, one more thing. I bought these from the French Needle. And not all of them are recent purchases. Some of them I've had in my stash for a couple of years. But I was looking online. I don't know where it came up. But if you're familiar with some of the European designers, Christian Dalbec has some really beautiful books out there. So, and then the French Needle also has some really cool little kits out there, charts out there. From, it's French. Les Brodersous Parisienne, maybe? But I got, it's like a table runner. Isn't that pretty? And it does come with the fabric. So, and I think it's just done in DMC. But I thought that was so pretty. And then this is just something that I want to try. It's embroidery. The little pockets. Aren't they cute? So I want to try those. And then, like I said, not all of these are recent purchases. Some of them I was just going through to see what I had versus what I wanted to get. You know what? I'm only going to show you one. You'll understand why in a minute. The others I will save for another time. It's getting too long. But I will keep them out so I remember to show them, to share them with you. Okay. All right. 1,000 subscriber giveaway. And if you stuck in through all that, you deserve it. So, you know the rules. Must be 18 or older. Have parents' permission to provide your address to me so I can mail it out to you. I will ship anywhere in the world. Please do not say giveaway, prize, win. Those comments will be deleted just to keep the trolls away. And they're really out there lately. Like, And then I have several things that I'm going to give to you or give away. You can enter for all of them. And you should enter for all of them if you want them. But you can only win once. So if you enter for all three and your name is drawn on the first one, then it'll be removed from the list for 2 and 3. So those numbers will go down. And that's kind of how I do it. So the first one, and the reason I want to share this book with you is this is the first of the giveaways that I have. It is a Christiane Dahlbeck book. It's in German, but I think stitching is a universal language. So this one is still wrapped up in its cellophane. But here's the book. So I had 2 copies, one to give away and one to keep, and I'll share just some of the charts in here with you. So it's got, and I think this means autumn and winter. I think that's what it means. Look at this one of all the berries. Oops. See that? The little like root vegetables. The hedgehogs. Those are cute. Sharing an apple. Oh, these are cute. The little squirrel and the owl. This is very pretty. See if I can get that so you can see it. Ah, I'm so sorry. I'm probably making you sick. But I don't know if you can see, it's like a little bird feeder with the red-breasted robins. Foxes, there's mushroom and hedgehogs. This is cute, a little advent. Little forest animals, little trees. And there are other designs in here as well. Just a few. I'm just showing you a few of them. And a lot of her designs have mushrooms in them. If you're a mushroom fan. Okay, and I think the rest of the book is the charting of it. So that's giveaway number 1. So if you would like this book, there are 2 parts to the entry. The first is tell me your favorite comfort food, because it's autumn time here in New Jersey, and we're all about comfort food. You know, mac and cheese, chili. I'm looking forward to like turkey and stuffing and mashed potatoes, and so just tell me your comfort food, and then say, I would like to stitch the book. I would like to stitch the book. I like mac and cheese, and I'd like to stitch the book. The second giveaway is a little bag from Nikki's Notables. It's just a little brown. We all know how much I love fall, so these are all autumn related. Nikki's Notables, which will contain Patchwork Pumpkin from Blackbird, a little mini reward of merit chart. And we'll also include don't want to open this up. Let's see if I have it in my stitchy bag. Hang on. I do. So we'll include the Reward of Merit by Blackbird. But it will also include this set. And this set, this is my set. I'll show you what it is. It is a little, comes flat and the corners snap in. And it's a little like travel tray, right? So when you're stitching, you can put your things in there. And then it also has a little, folds up like this. And it opens into a little square, and it's an orc container. So you can put your orc container in the travel tray, or you can keep it outside and use the travel. So it's the travel tray and the orc container, but this is the fabric that it will come with. So it's nice autumn colors. Okay. So it's that set. Patchwork Pumpkin, Nikki's Notables. So if you want to be entered for that one, tell me your favorite comfort food and say I would like to stitch Patchwork Pumpkin. And so that's the bag, the pumpkin, and the set. It's numero dos. Numero tres is the same fabric bag from Nikki's Notables. So it's the autumn leaves, the brown. And because I enjoyed this chart so much, and it's a fun stitch, maybe a little late for this year because I'm a slacker and I didn't get to this till the middle of the month. But it's the Jack's House Pin Keep. And that comes with the fabric and the floss. The call for floss. And I'll be honest with you, I was a little worried whether one skein was going to be enough for that house. It was, so you should be fine to stitch the whole thing. So number 3 is I'd like to stitch Jack's house and your favorite comfort food. So tell me what your favorite comfort food is. It could be bourbon. Not technically a food, but it's ingestible, so we'll take it. Not that fussy around here. Okay, 1. I'd like to stitch the book. I'd like to stitch Patchwork Pumpkin. Or I'd like to stitch Jack's house. So, and then if you're of the mind, then you can share your recipe for your favorite comfort food if you'd like to. You don't have to. It's not required to be entered. Just, I'm always looking for good eats. So, all right. 3 months means long videos. Could have been worse though, I think. You did it. I did it. We did it. Good job. Connie kind of made me do it. She was like, you haven't done a video in a long time. Get it together. She didn't say it exactly that way. That's how I heard it, though. So, thanks, Connie, for giving me the incentive to get it moving on. Because it's been on my mind for a while, and I just needed a little, like, get back in the game. All right. That's it for now. I hope you all have a great night. I hope you all have a great weekend. I hope you're having a great fall. Thank you so much for stopping by and spending time with me. And I'll share my shirt with you. Pumpkin spice and everything nice. Life is Good shirts. Hope that. And I will try to be more diligent in getting videos done and getting back on track. But it's year end for work and the holidays are coming, so I don't know when I will make a video to announce the winners, but it may just be announcing the winners. So But I will close that giveaway on midnight November 1st Eastern time and make the drawing on November 2nd. And we'll do a video to announce those winners on November 2nd. Does that sound good? Sounds good. So I'm committing to you November 2nd. I will put it on my calendar. Ish. What am I? What am I doing with my life? Okay. Thanks again for stopping by and spending time with me. It's always so fun to spend time with you. I hope you're having a great fall, and I'll see you again then on November 2nd. Until then, take care. Be well. Peace.